Welcome to Lilac. This is one of the world's most beautiful spring flowers. It comes early in the season, and there are two varieties. The West typically refers to Syringa vulgaris, and in the East, we're talking about Daphne genqua. Similar looking plants, but different. The Eastern variety, Daphne genqua, is actually one of the 50 fundamental herbs in traditional Chinese medicine. Now, this is a plant that has many applications, and we tend to think of it as being so delicate that how could it possibly treat something like anal fistulas? And I wanted to dive into a topic that may not be impeding you at this moment, but you may know somebody who does. But it will give you a sense of how importantly powerful and healing this herb is. So first, let's kind of look at lilac altogether. You're generally looking at the flower buds and or the root bark as the parts that could be used for healing. The flowers can help coughs and antivirals. They help modulate the immune system from Western perspective. From an Eastern perspective, this is a move chi, clear heat for the flowers. The bark, a little bit more, root bark, more powerful. It's going to be analgesic, astringing, help move blood, detox the blood, reduce swelling. So you can see this has a lot of healing capability right there. Now, anal fistulas, just to clarify what we're speaking of, is an anorectum disease, and it's characterized by abnormal communication between the anal glands and the perineal skin, and that can cause leakage, discomfort, pain. Mostly occurs in men, not always. It can even cause excess sex hormone secretion. And the standard for treatment is surgery, but it remains a controversial approach because the person is left with an internal open wound, and that's just an invitation for infection under any circumstances, but particularly in this case because you're talking about the genital area where it's warm, moist, you have feces, urine, they're all kind of in the neighborhood there, and it just opens itself up to ongoing problems. Wound healing has essentially 3 stages to it. You have your local inflammatory response. You have cell proliferation, that's really important. And then you have what's called granulation tissue formation. All of these are really important. Probably some feel with the granulation of tissue playing a really crucial role, but you can feel how all of it's important, right? If you've got to have the inflammation response, it's calling the immune system in to clear out potential for infection, help begin the healing process, cell proliferation to get rid of dead cells, things that may have been removed. You want the fresh, clean cells to begin, stepping in and growing. And the granulation of the tissue formation, you really want that to happen again to help, again, create this matrix that all of this is going to take place in. So it is this wound healing area that is really the critical point, the main problem with anal fistula surgeries. And studies have confirmed that extract of, Daphne genqua root bark significantly shortens and improves the wound healing time for anal fistula. And it improved collagen levels. Collagen are some of that connective tissue we're talking about here. We're talking about anti-inflammatory, very important, preventing unwanted inflammation. You want the right kind. You don't want it to get crazy. That can prevent healing. It stimulates the protein levels that are associated, right? Protein are the building blocks for structures in our body, so it helps promote that for the granulated tissue formation, and it helps promote the cell proliferation that's needed via multiple pathways. That's important because you're not just stuck with one potentiality. You've got it coming in at several different ways. So Daphne genqua extract is often used externally as an agent to soak the sutures in that are going to be used in the operation for the healing process for patients dealing with anal fistula. Who knew? Lovely little lilacs. Please go visit our website at whiterabbitinstituteofhealing.com and find out more about a plant that you may just thought had a lovely perfume scent, which it does, but it also turns out it has a lot more medicinal properties that you may not have been aware of.